Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Travelin' Tom's Coffee Truck, the delicious mobile coffee truck that brings you the caffeination inspiration you need. We deliver signature coffee products like our Nitro Cold Brew and Caramel Frappe to any occasion or festivity. And for those who don't like coffee, we offer a variety of delicious hot chocolates, energy drinks, lemonades, and teas. That's Travelin' Tom's Coffee Truck. All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of the Goblay Show. I'm your host, Billy, and today we have a special guest. Without further ado, welcome Mike McCrimon. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
And I'm doing good. Yeah, so as far as playing football, like Coach Woody was a great coach.
Yeah,
awesome. And I do want to give my flowers. If it wasn't for Coach Coburn, Coach Coburn will get his flowers enough. Because he was my first linebacker coach first.
Right.
And it was for him. And then Coach Lawrence kind of took it to another level as far as like reading the offense and stuff like that.
Right.
If it wasn't for that, I would have never got a chance to start at Wofford. So,
cool.
But like just being able to read offense, read guard, tackle, from that standpoint. But so yeah, I mean, for the most part, Wofford was great. Good. I enjoyed my time there.
So yeah, so coaching, Coach Woody, did he teach you anything that you can pass on to other kids, or like if you wanted to coach one day? I mean, was he one of those coaches, or was he just like lead by example, or was he like, hey, don't do this?
No, he was a coach that like, because he was also the DC.
Okay.
So like. He would coach us as far as like the linebacker and technique and things like that, but I was always a question to ask why.
Yeah, I
was the why guy. Coach Lawrence always tell me you're not concrete. You're not black and white. He said you always he said you only black and white. You don't like gray. And I was like, no, I don't. You're right. I only like black and white.
Yeah.
So Coach Woody coached that way.
Right.
In a way, he'll coach that way. But like he'll teach us what we need to know, but then he'll be like, but you also need to know why this guy's doing what he's doing.
Right.
So Coach Woody taught me the whole defense.
Gotcha.
So like I knew what everybody's supposed to do on defense and why things didn't work out.
Right.
And so one of the things that he always tell me was like, make that person right.
Yeah.
So my D-line or my outside linebacker might fit incorrectly, but it was my job to make them right.
Right.
So that's what he taught me on how to like look at the game on defense. It's like make them right. They might fit wrong, but like make them right, make a stop. That's it. Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with learning other positions and knowing what they're supposed to do. A story that I've always heard was, I don't know if you knew who Charles Haley is. Played before Brady. He was the only player to have 5 Super Bowl championships. So he won 3 with the Cowboys and 2 with the 49ers. And then in the late 80s and early 90s, he was like the man. Mm-hmm. But he was psychotic. I mean, that was one of the reasons why San Francisco got rid of him. Mm-hmm. And nothing against him, and just some of the stuff he did, he was just like, what is wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
And it's so funny because that's what Michael Irvin says, psycho problems. But he would come in and go to the team meetings, and he'd be in the offense side. And he's like, one of the coaches is like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm learning the plays. And they said, but you play defense. He goes, so?
Yeah.
He wanted to know everybody's job. And then that way he could hold them accountable.
Yeah.
And I think that made him a better player, understanding what your job, what you're supposed to do and how you do it.
Yeah.
And that reflects on the other people around you.
Yeah.
But they said he was super smart. That's one of the reasons why Jimmy Johnson wanted him. He's like, look, you can be crazy, but you got to be smart.
Yeah.
Because I can't coach people that don't get it.
Yeah.
But if you're crazy, that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll get around that. But yeah, oh my gosh, it's a great thing. Some of the things they show him do and stuff, he was just one of those guys to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
He was unstoppable. And kind of like it was him and Reggie White at the time. Those pass rushers.
Yeah.
They paved the way.
For the next
DeMarcus Ware talks a lot about how Charles Haley, how he emulated and stuff. So there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with moving around and doing it like he's sitting there in the office meeting room. He's like,
yeah, exactly.
Charles, you're a defensive end.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah.
If I want to be here, I'll be here.
Yeah.
No, who's going to tell them no? I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, all right, that's cool. Now that's cool. You can hang out here.
Yeah.
Take your time. So.
But yeah, Coach Woody taught me like more than just like on as far as offensive side too. It was like the alignments, like this is the stuff that I didn't learn in high school that I was like it's like, man, you know how you ever talk to guys like they go from high school to college and they be like, man, if I would have known this in high school, I would have been like,
oh my gosh.
And that's how it was. It was like just alignments, reading the eyes, and I don't want to get too into the weeds of it, but the psychological part of it. But yeah, just alignment, like just knowing, like reading the receivers. I'm like, all right, it's probably gonna be a under dig right here. Just how they align over there, and just like this guard's probably gonna pull. He's sitting light, or this might be, just small things like that. It might be a GG sweep this way because they both light.
Right.
Tackle look like he about to block down, things like that. So.
Checking offensive line's hands.
Yeah, checking offensive line's hands.
That's a big one.
Reading the eyes of the running backs too. Yeah. Like that was a big one too.
Yeah.
But now they train running backs to just look forward. Like don't even show where you're looking at.
Yeah, they're like looking around.
Yeah, looking around like this. Yeah.
Yeah. The big one that I thought was cool was the ones that the guards that are pulling.
Mm-hmm.
You can always tell because they're getting ready.
Yeah, they're getting ready.
They show it. They show their hand every time.
So what we did, I don't know if we do this at South Sumter, but what we did in at Wofford, I mean, other places probably do it too, is like our defensive line are real good at reading like the stance of the lineman. Uh-huh. So like I might see it or I might not see it that well, but the defensive line, they'll say like, let's say we'll probably say like GG. All right, so that let me know, like, all right, I need to be prepared if this guy look like he's light. So my D-line can tell me he's light, so he might be pulling.
Right.
So that's it's just things like small things like that, just because they see the offensive lineman all the time because they're right there in front of them. So, so that's another part of like just communication too. So,
did you at one point, like your first year there at Wofford? We had talked about transitioning from, even 7th and 8th grade to high school, and coming from another place in town or in the state to coming in and living in another place. How was it living in Spartansburg? Like, what was that like? I mean, was that a culture shock, or was that something you like, what, this reminds me a lot of when I go somewhere, I try to kind of relate myself to where I've been. You know what I mean? Like I went to Idaho one time, and Boise, Idaho reminds me of Ocala. Yeah. Just the way, but that helps me adapt and become more comfortable in my surroundings. Yeah.
I mean, so we stayed on campus. Yeah. The whole this was all our dorm, everybody stayed on campus.
Gotcha.
As far as like the people in Spartanburg, as far as adapting, it's like here in town is like we more like country. Yeah. Like so you got Wranglers and people wear clothes like that. There's more preppy.
I got you.
Yeah. So it was like that was kind of different. Like you hear words like it was my first time hearing sketchy, the word sketchy. Yeah. I didn't know what that word meant. Yeah. I was like, we don't talk like that.
Like that neighborhood is sketchy?
Yeah, that type of stuff like that. Or, these preppy, guys and boys be like, oh, yeah, he looks so sketchy. I'm like, what? I look what? what is that?
Yeah, what?
So
that's weird.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, as far as that was different.
Did you have a bunch of weirdos around there, or just?
I mean, they'll call me sketchy.
Why?
Well,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with you. I don't look at you and say this.
I mean, like I said, I didn't know what it meant.
I mean,
so
that's like looking at something to eat and you're like, I don't know who made that. That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing, but
yeah. But
looking at somebody.
I mean,
were you holding a knife or something? You're like,
no. I wear all black a lot. So
but still.
Exactly. So I was like, I don't know. But like I said, at the time when they was telling me that, I didn't know what the word meant.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. So
that's weird.
Yeah, and then the different accents too.
Yeah.
That was different.
Oh my God, South Carolina has like one of the worst.
There's that deep,
like
that's I guess they call it Southern accent.
Yeah,
which is funny.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like a friend of mine, this kid was named Sean, and I'm like, what is wrong with him?
Yeah.
Like, is there a gas leak in here? What are you, Sean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, but I mean, there are different dialects even in the South.
Yeah. But like, you'd think you would hear that. Like I said, we're from the country, so it's like,
yeah,
you thought you heard a country accent.
Yeah,
you ain't heard it yet until you went to those like Tennessee and South Carolina.
Yeah.
So
I've been in places where like so I know I have an accent. I can't hear it, but like there are things that I will say, but it's true if you're around people that don't have an accent, they're gonna hear it first, but then as you're gonna mellow out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in Orlando for a long time, I had so many mixtures of different accents and dialogues that they would always I couldn't hide, bro.
Yeah.
I would but there are some places in this world where you go and you hear somebody talk, you're like, oh my God.
That's strong.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I don't know what. It's bad when you go, I don't know what they said.
Cody and Cindy went up there one time. Well, we went there a few times, and he was like, Cindy would just be like, man, I love their accents. Like their accents so Southern, so it's just one of those things. So
yeah, that's different. I mean, but I mean, everybody's got their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Every time I say something they're like, where you like I had a name tag from Disney, and it said Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And I said, and some guy's like, wait a minute. He's like, you're not from Puerto Rico. And I said, Southern Puerto Rico.
That's funny.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Webster Ace Hardware and Farm Supply are generous sponsors for today's podcast. They have been a family-owned business for 27 years. This helpful hardware store sells items such as archery, Ariat clothing and boots, Wrangler jeans, case knives, Hammond's candies, and live fishing ware. They also have a full selection of hardware, RV supply, propane, Ben Moore, Royal & Clark, and Kingston paints. You need a barn or fencing job done? Custom barn kits and roofing metal are provided at your local Ace Hardware store. What about a new grill for the yard? Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, and Blackstone are found here, along with all the accessories to go with them. Stock up your workshop with DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Craftsman tools. They got you covered. Remember to go to ace.com to shop their entire line to have items shipped directly to the store. So Spartanburg is, excuse me, Spartanburg is different, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anywhere else. I mean, it's because it don't have like a whole, like now it grew a little bit, but it didn't have like a whole lot to do.
Yeah.
So it's like we had like a little downtown area.
Yeah. What kind of food are you eating up there? Like what is? I mean, I know that you ate something up there that you don't eat here. I know there's got to be something. I mean, there's something you're like, man, this is what they're known for, and if you were to like tell somebody that hey, I'm going to Spartanburg. Is there anything I need to check out? And this is the place you need to go, or this is what you need to try out. Is there anything like that?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
So
no.
it's just your basic Southern town. It's just,
just your basic Southern town has your American food here. It's not like going to like North Carolina and get the yellow mustard barbecue.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? So it was
I'm so glad you said that. It's my favorite.
North Carolina got some good yellow mustard barbecue. So it wasn't like that. It's just normal food. I can't even think of what
was the weather like up there?
Cold. When it's cold, it's cold. I mean, but it's hot. It's similar to here. I mean, it's more humid here in Florida.
Yeah.
So like it's very similar as far as that, but in the wintertime, it's winter in South Carolina.
Gotcha.
Like I saw snow for the first time there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I never saw snow here.
Oh, really? Yeah. You got to go out of state.
Yeah, go out of state to do it. So I seen snow the first time there my freshman year.
Oh,
I mean,
cool.
it snowed every year, pretty much every year in January. It'll snow.
Oh gosh.
But like, then you might have a bipolar weather and sunny the next day, melt all the snow.
Right.
So.
Well, this El Nino is messing everything up.
Yeah.
It's like it's supposed to be cold. It's not as cold, or it would have been cold, and it's got all these speculations and stuff.
Correct.
So at Wofford, tell me about some of your highlights. I mean, like, what are some things that you like? This was my best game. Do you have a game that stands out? Like you said, your Pasco game kind of got you to Wofford. Was there a game at Wofford that was like, man, I wish I could watch this game? I mean, I would watch this game over and over if I could.
Yeah. I mean, we would play. I mean, we played Furman. Furman's one of our rivals.
Oh, FU?
Yeah.
I didn't even know what that was. Where is that at?
That's actually in Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay, I've been to Greenville, but I didn't know that.
So Greenville's only 30 minutes from Spartanburg.
Oh, then I've been up there.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was that close.
Yeah, it was real close.
Did church camp up there one year?
So I think probably every year we played Furman, I had a pretty good game.
Gotcha.
I mean, we get game balls and all, like I got like 4 of them and
cool.
all of them against Furman.
Gotcha. We had a good game against App State at one time.
Huh?
Yeah, didn't you play App State?
I played App State.
Yeah. You had a good game against them a couple times.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had an interception against App State. I had a few good games against App State. I mean, I'm trying to think of a game that was just like, man, this is my greatest game I've ever had.
Or did you play against someone that you're like, either they're playing in the NFL or they were really good in college and like, look, I had a good game against this person?
So we played Clemson.
Okay.
We played Clemson. This is when Clemson had Taj Boyd.
Okay.
Sammy Watkins.
Okay.
Montavious Bryant.
Gotcha.
DeAndre Hopkins. Dwayne Allen was the tight end. I forget the running back name. But yeah, we had a good game. I had a good game. We took them to the wire. We was tied 21-1/2. We only lost by 8. It was ranked. So yeah, I had a good game against them. South Carolina, they was like ranked 9th in the nation.
Was Spurrier there?
Yeah, Spurrier. This is Marcus Lattimore. Marcus Lattimore got hurt that year.
Okay. Yeah. What about was that Clowney?
Yeah, Clowney didn't play. Because we ran triple option.
Oh, yeah, he went to get him knees.
Yeah, so it was one of those. And, this is the time when Clowney was, like, the first person to be like, I'm not playing because I'm not getting hurt for the league.
Yeah.
So, like, he didn't play against us because we would have chopped the crap out of him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what AJ takes pride in. He's like, y'all might beat us, but we gonna beat the hell out of your knees.
Yeah. So, if you want to talk about battles,
yeah,
Georgia Southern was battles.
Oh, yeah. Because y'all are basically
we're doing the same thing.
Stuff.
Same thing.
Wow. So y'all weren't passing a lot either.
No.
Okay.
No. We speaking of so we were talking about a player that I play against, Jared McKinnon.
Okay.
Jared McKinnon plays with Chiefs now, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so he played quarterback at Georgia Southern.
Okay.
And so our last year against him, I had a great game against him, and he got moved to running back then. So, and they tried to change up the offense a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, we shut them down that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shut them down because they thought they're leaving the conference because this is Georgia Southern Apple leaving the conference to go to the Sun Belt now.
Sun Belt, yeah.
And they thought like, oh, we're gonna make sure we beat them before we leave the conference.
Yeah.
You know that trash talk you have against rivals and stuff like that. So
that way we'll never have to play them ever again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we wasn't allowing that. We weren't allow that. So defense we're pretty hyped that game. So we dominated, and it's pretty cool to think back. Like that's Jared McKinnon. Like he got a Super Bowl ring.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
right.
He played Minnesota first, and then he played with the Chiefs now, and he's still scoring touchdowns. And it's one of the guys that we shut down. There was also another guy. He used to play for the Cowboys. He played at Georgia Southern, but he played safety for the Cowboys. I'm trying to remember his name.
I'm trying to think of who that was.
I know you're a Cowboys fan. That's one reason I brought it up.
Yeah.
That's one reason I brought it up.
I'm trying to think too because I'm pretty good about where they went to college and stuff, but
he was one of the big hitters. I don't know if he don't play for him, but this you got to think about. This is like 2011. 2012, yeah. He's I have to look it up, but we play against him in Georgia. He played with McKinnon too, so Georgia Southern had a lot of guys. App State had a whole bunch of guys too.
Yeah, we had Cowboys had Dexter Coakley from the App State.
You said what?
Dexter Coakley. Do you remember him? He was way before your time, but he went to App State.
Okay,
he was a Sunbelt guy.
Yeah,
but he was he played linebacker, played for the Cowboys for years.
Okay.
It's cool to see all those guys. What's funny is I had Carson here, and Carson's like, I agree with him, but Carson is like, all these guys got drafted and they suck.
That's so true.
And it's so true though.
Is he playing? Is he with the Bengals now?
No. He he got picked up. Like an undrafted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Got picked up. He signed a contract, kind of like a Manny contract, but it wasn't long enough. It was like basically like during camp.
Yeah.
So he said he had a great time and learned a lot, but they let him go.
Yeah.
And they had him on special teams and stuff like that. And I was telling him, that's how Terrell Davis started was on special teams. And
he'd tell a story about that.
They don't always think he was a great running back. He just started, come out of the league or into the league. And I said no, he was just one play popped it wide open for him. So, but then during the season, now this has happened a couple times, but New England picked him up. Like they'd send him, like, come on and have a tryout, do a tryout. And he was up there. He's like, the whole thing was like 4 hours long.
Really?
Like from the time they picked him up at the airport.
They start now.
Boom, 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 boom. And like, all right, thank you very much. And he was up there with Randy Moss's kid.
Really?
At one point. And so anyways, to make a long story short, New England kept calling. And I was like, all right, maybe New England. I don't care who it is.
Just give him a chance.
Just give him a chance.
That's all his opportunity.
And they just decided not to. They said, we got so many linebackers and we only have a couple spots.
Yeah.
Somebody got hurt. They had to make room for it. So,
but you never know, man. Some things about NFL is you get picked up anytime.
Oh, yeah. And it's sheer, it's a lot of luck, man.
NFL is luck.
It is. It really is.
It's lucky,
Because you got to be in the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's easy for Kiki to say because his team, the team that drafted him was his old coach.
Yeah.
So like I said before, he's, he wasn't like a troublemaker.
No,
So this coach saw him and goes, hey, man, I don't know these other guys.
But I know him.
Yeah. And I know he works hard.
Yeah.
So, you go from that to, just nobody else would know you.
Yeah.
Because they're taking that chance, whatever. So,
yeah. But I'm with Carson on the whole, most of these guys are not good.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised that, you'll see some guys playing in the NFL and it's like,
yeah.
Like Carson probably been like, man, I dominated that guy. Like that tackle.
Yep.
The whole game.
Oh, yeah.
But since he's 6'5", 325 pounds, and he plays for USC.
Yeah. Yep.
They're gonna draft him. So
well, and here's another thing is, you got guys that they go to teams and to give you an example, when I was up there at camp one year with Kiki, there's a kid named Tyler Renew, I think his last name is. Played fullback.
mm-hmm.
They weren't keeping any fullbacks. They don't have a fullback.
Yeah.
So why would you draft one? So sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You're not keeping him. So
yeah.
what? And I understand that maybe they're hoping he'll do something else. But if you played fullback all your career and you don't know anything else, you're not going to do anything else.
No, special teams.
Yeah,
that's about it.
I think that's why they kept him on there. But I'm like, I'm sorry, you play what?
Yeah.
And he's like, I play fullback. I'm like, I don't see any fullbacks in here. I mean, they don't.
I don't even know why they even call them fullbacks anymore. You might call them an ace back.
Cowboys still run with a fullback. From time to time.
Yeah.
But it's dying.
It's dying, yeah.
It's a dying art.
You gotta be able to do more like the dude from 49ers.
Oh yeah.
So he's considered a fullback.
Yeah.
But like
McCaffrey?
No, not McCaffrey. Jude whatever, 44.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
But he's like does it all, block, catch.
Yeah.
Special teams.
Yeah.
All of that. Like, Aaron Rodgers, that guy that Jets cut for Aaron Rodgers to be on the 53-man roster, he was a fullback.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to cut him.
No, they're not going to cut Aaron Rodgers. So they cut it, but they end up bringing the guy back because, Aaron Rodgers ain't coming back to play.
No.
So why are you on the 53-man roster?
Right.
So, yeah.
Put him on IR.
Yeah.
Try again next year.
Exactly.
I mean, well, did you have any guys growing up that you emulated?
Not, as far as no, I always wanted to be like my brother.
Yeah.
My brother played DN, and he played they won the state championship in 1999.
Gotcha.
And it's I always wanted to play, defense and
That's cool.
be like him. And him and my cousin used to play and together. They both played DN, so it was just one of those things I always wanted to be like. And then, after I played after I wanted to play linebacker, after I started playing linebacker, it was just one of those things where I was I didn't have anybody that I wanted to be because he played DN. It was two different positions.
Right.
So it was just I like being me.
Yeah.
And I thought, and to myself, I thought I was very unique. Just as far as knowing the game, being the student of the game, and studying. Yeah. It's and I always tell people, well, I don't always tell people, but I tell people sometimes I might not be the best, but I'm probably the smartest.
Yeah.
As far as football IQ wise and stuff like that. So, so that's all I was. It's just being the ultimate team player. So just not really a player no more, but just how can I be the best team player, but help my team the best I can? So.
Gotcha. Oh, you're good. I was just checking behind you. I don't mean to throw you off.
No,
so is at the moment where you realized, look, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this next level. Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts? What were you going to do next? I mean, what was your ultimate dream as a child?
My dream as a child was play NFL.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't really have anything else going. I didn't really think about anything else.
Right. No plan Bs.
No plan Bs. So I just went through college, and as I got in college, and towards my senior year, after my senior year, after I did the whole pro day and all that stuff, it's I got a few calls from a few coaches. From Tampa Bay was one of my biggest ones. Is when Levy Smith was there.
Okay.
And he was, I guess, I forget the linebacker name. I guess he was kind of slimmer. It wasn't David. It was another linebacker they had. I forget his name. Anyways, the agent, the recruiter was hey, you remind me of this linebacker, Coach Levy, the tall, long linebacker. It's we're gonna probably pick you up after the draft. And then that didn't happen. Miami called me. nothing happened. So I was like, I didn't have an agent at the time. So like I said, so I didn't have nobody like beating, helping me out. So when that was over, what's that noise?
That's the whooping greens. They are outside. Something's going to go on while we're doing this broadcast.
Okay.
Doesn't matter who with it. My neighbor will fire up the mower. Birds chirping. The garbage man's gone by 6 times. I don't know why. But go ahead.
But as far as plan B, I didn't have a plan B. So like once I realized like I wasn't going to make it to the next level, and I didn't really pursue it as like people would say pursued it.
Right.
I was just like, man, I need to get a job. Right. So I was like trying to become a coach.
Right.
That was my next thing. I was like, all right, well, I don't have a plan B, but I know one thing. I know this game of football. Right. So I was trying to be a coach, and I actually tried to get on at App State as a GA because Coach Woody was there. And Coach Woody would tell me, he was like, why are you trying to be a coach? You can make it to the NFL. And I was like, and I don't know if it's going to work out. Like, I don't have a job. Like, I can't just go to camps. I mean, I go, like, travel. I got no job. Right. I'm 9 hours away from home. Like, I can't do anything. I got to work right now. Yeah. So, but yeah, I thought my next thing was going to be a coach.
Whether your water is supplied by a public municipality or a private well, for residential or commercial use, Purified Water Services, LLC has the solutions to provide you with simply clean water. We offer a complete line of professional water filtration equipment and accessories. Soft water makes a difference you can see and feel. Water heater and appliances last longer with less maintenance. Iron and H2S filters eliminate iron stains and offensive rotten egg odors and protects your water softener equipment from iron fouling. No matter what your problem is, Purified Water Services, LLC has a solution. Contact Kenny Williams at 352-446-2709. Gotcha.
I thought I was going to be a coach, and I had opportunities come across. I think my final no to coaching happened when me and my wife now we was dating, and I had an opportunity to go back to Wofford.
Gotcha.
And it was a little small gig, but like to be able to, because coaching, no matter where you start, right, you can end up somewhere.
It's true.
So it's just
in the door.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a chance to go there, but I mean, God was just like, nah, this is not it.
Yeah. And
then literally 6 months after that, I got married. So, a year after that, I got married. Gotcha. So that, I mean, it all worked out.
Where did you meet your wife at?
I met my wife at church in Memphis. So people always ask me, why you still in Memphis, and are you gonna ever move back? And my church, we're pretty strong. I'm pretty heavily involved in church. Met her at church, and then started dating. Just got married after that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now you're a dad.
Yeah. Now I'm a dad.
Awesome. That's awesome.
It's crazy.
So you're in Memphis now. I had no idea where you were.
Yeah. I'm in Memphis now. I've been in Memphis since 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you? I mean, do you like it there?
Yeah, I mean...
Or did you just because it was where you met your wife?
Well... I mean...
You don't have to comment if you don't want to.
I lived in Memphis before I met my wife. Okay. So, Memphis is not bad. I mean, it got a bad rep from the news and stuff, but it's not bad. I enjoy it. Like I said, I have a family there, and I have my church family there. I got a lot of my friends there, and... there is a time I do want to. I always, like I said, I'm a big fan of yours, the Goblay show. So I listen to a lot of people, and I just like one day I want to go back and coach back in South Sumter. I would love to just be able to come back and be like, give back to these guys, give back to this community. So I don't know when that would be. I don't know if that will ever happen, but it's like growing. Like I do want to eventually try to come back here, but I got a wife and a kid now, so I don't know if that's going to change things.
Well, and you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
And everybody understands that. They might give you a hard time about it later on or whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because all that matters is your family.
Yeah.
Now, you were talking about barbecue a minute ago. It's hard living in Memphis, and you like the mustard base.
Yeah. So if you want to talk about food to go, and I can take you some places in Memphis, some barbecue places in Memphis. So Memphis is known for barbecue, but we don't have the yellow base. It's the it's the red base.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I ate a couple places when I first moved there. I try to hit all the places to go to, but I got barbecued out. I'm good now. I'm good now. Yeah.
Yeah. I ask. I do the Player of the Week segment for the high schoolers, and it's hard to get them to talk. And I'll talk to them about I'm like, what am I going to ask these guys about? What do they, what their favorite subjects are, what their favorite food is, and you'd be surprised how many times I've gotten, what's your favorite food? I don't know. I'm like, you know what favorite food? Come on, man. Catfish Johnny's Restaurant, serving the Lake Pennsauken and surrounding areas since 1990. For the last 33 years, we have strived to serve great food at great prices and a friendly, casual atmosphere. If seafood isn't your thing, our burgers or wings are the best around. We have daily specials too. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram for more information. Pat's Taps at Catfish Johnny's. Pat's Taps is Lake Pennsauken's newest tap room, offering 14 rotating craft beers on tap. We also offer bottled domestic beers, seltzers, ciders, and wine, as well as a variety of appetizers and puffs. Our family-friendly tap room is a great place to come hang out and enjoy some one-of-a-kind craft beer. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or the Untapped app.
I almost played safety.
Really?
Yeah.
Like high school or college?
High school.
Really?
Yeah. When Coach Lawrence came back, Coach Coburn started coaching safeties.
Right.
And he tried to convince me to play safety.
I do remember that now, but I don't remember you trying to play safety. I just remember Coach Coburn doing that.
Yeah. So I was still young. I was, Your Highness and Nick was still playing linebacker, and he tried to convince me to play, and it almost worked.
Yeah.
It almost worked. I forget the reason why I stayed at linebacker, but I almost went. I was like, I wouldn't mind trying, I guess, playing safety. Because, I think they were just trying to get me on the field.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, Your Highness and Nick played linebacker.
Right.
And so they was just like, let's just, try them at safety.
Yeah.
And I almost went just to play.
That's weird.
Yeah, I always look back on it. I was like, what if I did play safety?
Well, I was talking to AJ last time about Sam Miller. He played corner.
Really?
Yeah, and he was a linebacker. Played linebacker in college.
That's crazy.
He came so close to getting the pick six against Dixie County. He ran out of gas, bro. They hawked him down. He catches it. He's running, and he's just like, and they just hawked him down from behind. But he was literally 3 yards away from a pick six.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but I didn't know he played corner either. There's a whole bunch of guys that. Look at Pappenheim. He played defensive end and played
tight end,
college or tight end and defensive end in college. It's like, you do both? What?
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
Yeah, but he was. He could block though. That's the thing.
Yeah, Pat can block. Yeah.
I think Pat would have been good at Georgia Southern too, because the way they blocking schemes.
Yeah.
That's all he was doing was blocking, man. I was like, throwing the ball.
Yeah, I wish they would have got the ball thrown to him a little more.
Let me tell you about that story real quick. I went to the Dollar General Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. Okay. And Pap's playing. App State is playing Toledo. Mm-hmm. And never been through Mobile, went through the tunnel, never really stayed around, all that stuff. Had a great time. It's like a miniature New Orleans, very miniature. They've got their own bourbon street. It's called oh shoot, I can't remember the name of it. Daphne or something like that. Daphne Street. Mardi Gras atmosphere.
Okay.
Had like they did the beads and everything during the parade and stuff for the bowl game. But and this is where they have the Reese's Senior Bowl every year. It's in Mobile. Dude, that stadium is a dump. It's so bad. So bad.
So I was going to ask you, I was like,
Yeah.
what's good in Mobile, Alabama?
Just the bowl game, the
Okay.
Dollar General Bowl. That's it. That's it. But I went to represent. I went to see Pat, but we went there and like it was like they didn't have like concession. It was like some people like they put a table out and they had food on the table.
Yeah.
And like one guy was selling Krispy Kreme donuts, like out of the box. And I'm like, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So here I go, get me some donuts, right? And I walk back to my seat. And I'm sitting there scarfing these down. And all of a sudden I get this text from Coach Lawrence. Said, hey, how are the donuts?
They got you on video.
Oh, yeah. ESPN pans over the crowd. I'm the Homer Simpson. Nom. Yeah, took screenshots of it, sent it to me. I'm like,
that's hilarious.
You're not supposed to know where I am. Or
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, call me out, put me on Facebook. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Coach Lawrence.
Yeah, Coach Lawrence is like that. He loves to throw the gauntlet down on me every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a cool experience. But like I said, like food was great, hotel was great, got to hang out with the team.
Yeah.
But just the stadium was just like, and they ended up blanking. Toledo was 31-0.
I mean, like, Toledo, yeah.
It was like.
Wasn't even a good game, and
it wasn't even a good game. I think it was kind of misty, like rain. It was like, why are we here? But it was a cool experience. I had to go see Pap.
That's good.
Something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I mean, I did the Dollar General Bowl. Went to Coastal Carolina. Saw him play Coastal Carolina. We went. Never saw a game at home. Never saw a home game.
Yeah.
Went to Georgia Southern. Biggest mistake in my life.
So I heard the story you told AJ.
Yes.
It is so true.
It is. It literally is.
Like he mildly talked about it.
Yeah.
Like it's real bad, especially when you're playing like, they don't like App State.
No.
So at the time we was going back and forth with Jordan Sutton too, but Coach Woody got hit with batteries. Like it's that bad.
Yeah.
It's really that bad. And I never won there. I never won there. Cause I think the games because those are the games that Cody and Shelton, all of them came to.
Right.
And we always lost. So but yeah, that stadium is crazy.
Yeah, and again, we didn't score. I said we, but App State didn't score.
Yeah.
So we're in the student section and they're right by that big ass gun.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going, pow. And you're just like, oh, my gosh. You feel like you're on a battlefield.
Yeah.
Without the proper hearing equipment. And you're just like, oh, my gosh. But it was an experience, I'll say that. And AJ confirmed it. I mean, he was like, yeah, you're not supposed to go. I'm like, it's like, God, this is crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy there.
Is the exterior of your home or business covered in dirt, mildew, or mold? Driveway or walkway stained? Pressure King can make your siding, deck, vents, and concrete look new again with no damage. Pressure King has cleaned the exterior of houses and businesses all over Sumter County area. Usually it takes less than a day and costs less than you would expect. Call AJ at 352-457-7209.
Another stadium that's real crazy that I played at was North Dakota State.
Oh, wow.
If you know about North Dakota State, they win national championships every year.
Yeah.
And we played them in 2012.
Yeah.
And the little decimeter thing they got.
Yeah.
It was way up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was loud. It wasn't.
I think half that's made up though.
I think so too.
It's
I think so too. Like, it was loud, but it's not. It wasn't. They weren't ruthless fans.
Yeah,
remember, they from North Dakota State.
Yeah.
They from North Dakota. They're nice people.
Yeah, super nice.
Yeah.
Carson was talking about how, like, at Colorado, the stands were they're like right by the players.
Yeah.
So like they're like, good job. And he's like, don't touch me.
I mean, that's how Georgia Southern is. It's not that far.
No, it's not that far.
It's not that far from players.
I don't get me wrong. I felt horrible because I was there and Debo Grant was there. I mean, he was hurt. He had ankle or ACL. I don't remember what it was, but he was on crutches. He wasn't playing. So I was going to be there to
support
both. But Pap was a senior,
correct?
Or this was his last year, and I wanted to, it would have done the same thing to Debo.
Yeah.
If the roles changed.
Correct.
I wish I'd known that. But, dude, I mean, like I said, we got blanked. Went out there. But, like, the pregame stuff was cool. Like, we saw this bus. Oh, my God. The bus rolls by. It's the football players, and they're throwing beer. And I'm like, don't they have a game? They got a game right now, and they're throwing beer, like, on people. Like, throwing it out the window.
It's different, man.
It's like the Muppets or something. Like a whole bunch of...
Yeah.
But it was an experience, I'll tell you.
Statesboro is different.
Now, I've been to App State. I've been to their...
So you've been to the stadium?
I've been to the stadium. It's really cool.
Okay.
Pap gave us a tour, and they have a really, really, really awesome facility.
Yeah.
And now we've got Trevor up there. He's holding it down.
Okay.
They had a great bowl game. I watched a little bit of it. It was so wet over in Orlando. It was
wet.
It was last weekend.
Okay.
So, or this is going to be later on, but the weekend before Christmas, and it was wet. I remember after the game, all the players are sliding across the field, across the, and that was their soccer field. That was the where the Orlando City plays.
Okay.
Soccer stadium.
Okay.
So that's where I went later on. I went to see Debo. They played. It was Liberty versus Georgia Southern. Yeah. And Liberty killed them. I'm like, all this trash you talked.
Yeah.
To me at the App State game, y'all came and win this game. It was funny. But,
yeah.
Those bowl games are pretty cool when you get to go to. Did y'all get to go to anything like that?
So we don't have bowl games in our division.
Right.
We do playoffs.
Oh, you do the playoffs. Okay.
Yeah, we do the playoffs. So it was like you play that last week, that last game for the season, then you wait. Same thing how they do it now.
Right.
And you see, are you going to be one of the top 20 teams? I think it's like 24 now.
Right.
But top 20 teams.
Right.
So it was, we didn't have that. But we went 3 out of 4 years. We went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, having the opportunity to go to something like that is really cool. And a lot of people, we don't put a lot of emphasis on the bowl games anymore because now it's like you said earlier, Clowney's like, I'm not getting hurt.
Yeah.
Kiki did the same thing. He's like, I'm not playing in the bowl game.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's really not worth it. Mm-hmm. But some of them guys
have fun.
And this is pretty much the only time they're ever going to get.
And they get stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
All the good stuff now.
Yeah. I was wondering when you say you went to Dollar General Bowl, and I was like, what? And then went to Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm like, it ain't much there.
No.
I wonder what fun things they even did there. Like, those are the ththings I kind of feel bad for.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of places like that where, it couldn't have been the Hawaii Bowl where you're like, it's pretty much implied. You're like, all right, we're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
But no, it like I said, it was a good time there. And I took my father, and my dad he loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, it all depends on where you go, the weather.
Yep.
We went to the Pro Bowl one year with Kendall was there.
It was in Orlando, right?
Yeah. They had the Cowboys coaches and staff was the head, like the coaching staff for the NFC. Mm-hmm. And then I forgot who was on the AFC side. But anyways, Kendall, we went over to see Kendall, and rained. it's like the worst time. But that's something I never thought I'd see as a kid is the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl was always in Hawaii.
Correct. Yeah.
Know? And then they're like, we would make more money
if we bring it to the States.
If we bring it to the States.
Well, I guess it is the States. Like,
well, yeah. Landlocked
state, yeah.
But I think it was a good idea for them to come. And I know that the only reason why they did it was because they were rebuilding the stadium there.
Yeah.
But it's going to be here again this year. But it's not the same anymore. It's flat football.
It's flat football. Yeah, it's not the same.
I remember the days with the skill position guys when they'd have like the golf carts going by with a big target, and you'd have like Dan Marino
throwing it there,
throwing footballs.
Then you got this how far you can throw it.
Yeah.
I want to see those stuff.
Yes.
Like now it's like I don't know what they do now, but exactly. it's all entertainment, I guess.
They showed a picture of. I was looking at this thing the other day. They showed a picture of the Oakland A's field because remember the Dolphins and Oakland were the only two teams. I may be wrong about this. Yeah, I think they were that shared football and baseball.
No.
So I don't think there's nobody now. They don't. Nobody ever does that.
Yeah, the Dolphins and the Raiders. You said right. Yeah.
Well, Oakland.
Oakland A's. Yeah.
So Oakland A's. So they showed a picture of the field when they had the football field laid out and they kind of overlapped what it looked like with the baseball field there, and they're like, check out that throw from third base to first base. And it was like 40 yards, like 40, 50 yards. Is like, what?
Yeah.
And you don't realize the
distance.
The distance that they have to cover from one side of the diamond to the other. That's a long way.
They make it look easy, though.
I know. Well, baseball's a little bit easier to throw. But yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mike, what do you got plans for this for the future? I mean, what do you besides you said you might dabble in a little bit of coaching later on? I mean, what do you like? What do you see yourself doing in 5 years?
Have some more kids.
Yeah. Start your own football team.
Not 11. Not 11. Maybe a basketball team.
There you go. Basketball team. Starting five.
Yeah. Give me a starting five. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be the sub.
Yeah.
6 man. Yeah.
No, just that. I do a little dabble in training.
Yeah.
I train people. And then make sure I stay in shape. I can't let my kids outdo me. So yeah. But that's 5 years. That's probably what I see myself doing is just building my family, building a legacy for my family, and taking care of me and my wife.
Well, the biggest thing is that it's a hard fact to accept is that your kids one day will be better than you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
If you have a boy now, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So say you have 2 more boys or whatever, and but in reality, you've done your job.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's like you said earlier about taking someone's job.
Yeah.
Well, when the teacher teaches the student how to be the teacher, and the student becomes the teacher, then you've done your job.
Yeah. I mean, I would love that my kids are better than me at all aspects of life. That's what you want, right?
Right. That's what you strive for. You want them to have better results, a better life.
Yeah.
But I also mean stronger than you.
I don't know about stronger. I don't know about that.
You're gonna fight with it.
That's probably something that I'll probably struggle with for a long time.
I'm telling you, man, it's crazy how a lot of people they accepting the fact that. And you don't even understand it. There's always somebody looking behind you, to take your spot. And there's an old story about I love the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're my favorite baseball team, and they have such rich history and stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, Roberto Clemente, probably one of the greatest right fielders of all time, was on the team at the time, and there was a young buck named Dave Parker, and who ended up being an All-Star World Series champion. And they said what they asked Roberto said. Roberto said that kid right there is going to be my replacement. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, that's you're like the great. I mean, even at the time, they thought it was great.
Yeah.
They called him the great one. And they're like, what are you talking about? He ended up dying in a plane crash. Now, I don't think he knew that he was going to die, but he knew that he would be replaced.
Yeah.
And it's funny how people have that and that conception of where it's this thought process where you're like, you know what, maybe I'm not top dog anymore. I need to I mean, it's the hardest. It's so hard to accept.
Yeah. I mean, you might be right. I might get to that level of that wisdom.
Oh, it's going to be a while.
That discernment that he has to be like,
yes,
all right, yeah, he's this son or whatever, the man or whatever.
Exactly.
So
yeah, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, you're going to arm wrestle him one day, and you're like, oh my god,
yeah. That'll be the day, though.
You're going to please let go. Can you loosen the grip a little bit?
Yeah.
Please. I cannot feel my arm right now. But right now, you're good to go.
Yeah.
You're good for a while.
Yeah. He's 5 months.
But I think we all do it. That one day when you challenge your dad and you go, it's nature, bro. It's the same thing. You got these bucks out in the field. What they do, they battle it out.
I mean, I'm trying to be like LeBron, though. LeBron, he can't say he can beat LeBron yet.
No. Yeah. But there's also that, too.
Yeah.
There's also where you're never going to be like your dad. And that's okay, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of famous people like that where, it's a lot. They get a lot of crap because they aren't their parents.
Yeah.
Or they get a lot of stuff from people because, well, they are where they are because of their parents. Well, no, they still had to do the hard work.
You still got to put work in.
Yeah. All those baseball players' kids.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they probably have better options.
Correct.
And better opportunities because of who their dad or parents are or whatever.
Yeah.
But you still got to put in the work.
Yeah.
You still got to have the talent.
Yeah. You're right.
I mean, that speaks truth. That shows true character.
Yeah.
And it's funny how character works sometimes. I mean, you think about it, you're like doing something that you don't really care if anybody else sees. That's your true character.
Mm-hmm.
I always think about the time that, they made a big deal about this, and it was kind of a big deal. But like when Dak Prescott got into the league and he throws a cup over his shoulder and he misses. And he goes, picks it up, puts it in the trash can.
Yeah.
He's a multimillionaire. He didn't pick it up. But
it's the fact that
I bet if his mama was there,
he would have picked it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the true. That's what true character is. It's you doing something and you weren't told.
Yeah.
Or you don't care who's watching.
Like integrity.
Millions of people watching.
Yeah.
I just picked up trash.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Correct.
But they're all like, oh, wow. I mean, is it that rare that you don't see that anymore where somebody picks up trash?
I guess for a millionaire to pick up trash.
I guess. They're like, I could just hear people, I wouldn't have picked that up. I'd have let somebody, the cleaning crew, pick that up. It's your trash. Pick it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like you said, integrity and character, like that's all it is.
One of the greatest things that you can instill in your kids or as they grow up is they're gonna have a little bit of you and here too, because it's like I catch myself all the time acting like my father.
Really?
And I've always said, when you're growing up, you're like, I'm never going to be like my parents. But it's not true.
It's inevitable. Yeah.
It is. But you understand that, but it's not always a bad thing.
Yeah.
The bad things you can try to habits and stuff, that's your choice.
Correct.
But acting like your father, to me, sometimes I smile when I do it because I go, did it again. Said I wasn't going to do it.
Yep.
So, you come from a great family too. So it's not, that's if your kids act like you and where you got it from, then that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming by today, and I'm very thankful that you stopped, took time out of your personal trip coming down. I know the holidays and everything. And, you know, even though you're not playing football anymore, I'm still rooting for you.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
I root for all my guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, coming back, you know, there's a lot of guys that come back, and you got to come back and watch a game.
Yeah. I haven't watched the game in over
And you haven't
13 years.
You haven't seen our field.
Yeah, I heard we got turf to field now.
Yeah. But you have to see it.
I know.
You can't just see. You can't look at on film or pictures.
Yeah, and you go look at it. Yeah.
You got to go out there and feel it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's guys like you and Your Highness and Boo and Kiki and all them, the guys who played on that grass field all these years. Y'all paid for that.
Yeah.
Y'all really did.
Yeah.
So it's a sense of pride you should feel when you get out there and you step on that field. It's okay to feel that way.
Yeah.
Because y'all are the reason why we got it. Success.
Yeah.
Hard work. All that. You know, without any of that, we don't have the nice things we have now.
It's true.
And all these kids appreciate it, but I don't think they understand it.
They will when they get older.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing is why is it always so late when you realize it? It's always too late.
I don't know, man. it's just what it is. It's
always too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just, it's like, if I'd have known then what I know now, or, you know.
Yeah.
How many kids would hit somebody in the hit line? You know what I mean?
You're so true.
You gonna wait till you leave and.
Like, man, I wish I would have hit him harder in the hit line.
20 years later, I want to go back and hit in the hit line. Too late.
Yeah, it's way too late.
Do it now.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, I appreciate being on here.
Hopefully
I enjoyed it.
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words you said about the show. It's a ever changing thing. I'm constantly changing things up, and I hope it's something that we can all watch together and be like, you know, just something that keeps us up with people we haven't seen in a while. Like you said, you haven't been around in a while, and I just love the idea that we can sit down, talk, catch up, and you know, we'll do it again sometime. You're more than welcome to come by.
Well, I might be in a couple years, but I'll be back down here.
Yeah, you have to bring your boy down.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to do.
Yeah, what is your boy's name?
Elias.
I like that.
Yeah, Elias. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that very much. Well, I'm gonna change cameras, guys. We appreciate Mike McCrimon coming by today, and for all our guests that come by, we appreciate them, plus our sponsors. So don't forget to follow on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, and you know, always check your social media content for updates on who's going to be next. And until next time, guys.